Hey everybody, this is Mike from Mike's Custom Works, and big disclaimer, I don't suggest texting and driving. I'm using my phone right now to shoot this video. It's for a 2001 Dodge Ram 2500 V8. Now, I'm having a strange shifting issues, and a lot of guys have come across this with their overdrive. I went to the shop. They changed out they adjusted my downshift kick plate cable. And the reason why they did that was I was having issues shifting. Now we're starting off, we're in first gear. I have to release, no, I didn't have to release. So it shifted into second gear. Now we're hitting 30. Now watch what happens as it hits like 40. See, the RPMs are high. See, now it's shifted. Now listen to it. See, now it's shifting up and down a lot, right? So a lot of people are talking about that's the overdrive. It's shifting in and out of overdrive. Now they adjusted the cable to see if that would fix it. Get out of the street, you idiot. And it like worked a little bit down the road. They said they test drove the truck and they said it was fine, but now it's doing it again. And this was like a day after the day of when I left the shop. It was doing it again on the way back to work. Now the whole drive to work was fine, and then halfway to work it started doing it again. So I looked online to see if anybody else was having this issue with these Dodge Rams, and it doesn't matter if it's gas or it's diesel. Everybody has the same issue. Now one guy actually showed on his YouTube channel that he ran a ground cable from the battery to the computer's ground cable. And the computer's ground cable is on the firewall. Now, an interesting fact that I noticed, and you guys will see when we get back to the garage, is that there's a cable that used to run from the same ground point to something, and it's not even there anymore. Now, I don't know if it was something that got rotted out years ago. I've had this truck since 07. It's 2020 now. I've been periodically changing shit on the truck ever since then. And I'm not 100% sure if it was a cable that got lost a long time ago or if it's something that has worn out and it got attached years ago. And I never had the issue because I was just lucky. For a lot of you who know the truck, who don't know the truck, it is lifted. It does have 35-inch tires on it. It is super chipped, so it is the speedometer is changed so that it can accommodate for 35-inch tires. This is the reason why I did chip it originally, and I also chipped it for performance-wise after I changed a lot of different little parts on it and stuff. And I only run premium in the truck, so it's not the fuel, it's not the transmission. I'm going to pull out the dipstick so you guys can see that I have smelled the dipstick for the transmission fluid. And the trainee fluid doesn't smell burnt, and it's nice and pink like it should be. So at least we ruled out all of that shit. And a lot of people will say right away, oh, your transmission's going and it's slipping. It's not the transmission, luckily. It's definitely something with the overdrive, because after first gear, it shifts into second gear, and then it shifts into third, and as it tries to go from third to fourth where overdrive is, it doesn't shift. Now, the funny thing is that my check engine light doesn't come on. And that could be two different factors. Either A, it's not registering it as an issue, or B, that my light is burnt out on my console. Because if I'm not mistaken, this truck is light bulbs and it's not digital, which obviously it's not because everything is analog on it. An analog, for people who don't know what analog is, it's the little arrows and stuff that move. So we know it's not that. And from years ago and stuff, the truck would shift normally and fine. And it's now years and years later, and we're having these like little minor issues. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull the truck in, and we're going to pop the hood. I'm going to show you that the transmission fluid is fine for all you skeptics that are out there. And then what I'm going to start doing is making myself a ground cable that's going to go from my battery terminal to the grounding point of where the computer grounds out at. It's fun doing a non-scripted video without editing. I sound like an idiot sometimes. At least I don't sound like Biden, right? And I love how my garage has turned into this like massive woodworking shop. The Challenger's chilling over in the grass area, the grassy knoll. All right, so what we got over there is the batteries on that side. Now on diesels, the battery's over here. We also replaced the alternator too. And was it doing the weird shifty shit before the alternator? Yes. But what I wanted to show you was like, so all right, so here's the computer, right? And there's a ground cable that's back there that goes to a point that's over here. Now, the one cable that goes from there to there is here, but then I got this other cable that is just free floating, and it's not going to anything, and it's really strange because it's like, why would I have a ground cable that doesn't go anywhere? So pull that one out, and it shows that there's another one. There's another cable that comes from there as well, and that cable goes down into something down below. And I'm going to figure out where that ground cable goes. Now, I see that they're like a rectangular shaped cable. So as I come over here to take a look at my battery, okay, so I got one master ground cable that goes to here, and all of them I took off and I sanded them and I coated them with this, this like, I forget what you call it. It's like it's kind of like a protection and stuff to keep it from getting all like nasty and gunky. Now, if this cable cluster goes down into the rest of this cluster that's up there, I got to figure out what ground cable from the battery is actually going through the cluster behind the throttle body where it's sitting right now, and I want to see if it actually attaches to that side. If that's actually the case and it is attached, then I might have another issue going on. And if that is the issue, then it fixes it, great, there'll be another video. If it doesn't fix it, I'm going to shoot the video and let you guys know that it didn't fix it, and what the plan is I'm going to end up dropping it off at my mechanic, and my mechanic is then going to drop it off to his transmission contact, and they're going to run through it and see what's going on. It might be the transmission, it might not be the transmission. I got oil leak, or not oil, I got shit leaking through there. The problem with a truck with a massive lift kit on it is I can't reach the fucking stuff sometimes. Pull out my long-ass dipstick. And as you can see, there is plenty of fluid on here. You know, maybe a little bit more wouldn't hurt, but it's fine, and I've gone through it several times, and he went through it, and that was the first thing he checked. Because just like with my 86 Chevy truck, when there's not enough fluid in the transmission because the transmission leaks because it's an old truck and the gasket is gone on it, the transmission fluid leaks out the bottom from the side of the gasket, and if it's low on transmission fluid, the truck doesn't shift. But we already went through that with this truck, and that's not the case. So I'm going to actually run a cable through from the battery, directly from the battery to that point, and I'm also going to check to see if there actually is an existing cable in there. If there isn't one, I'm going to run one. We're going to go off for another test drive with my fingers crossed and hope that actually fixes it some weird-ass way. And like I said, if it doesn't fix it, then it's off to the tranny shop it goes.